So it's been 51 days since I first got my hands on Samsung's Galaxy A51, and in my original review I determined that the A51 is definitely worth considering as your next smartphone. But I want to talk to you about some new experiences I've had since then, and share some insight on whether or not the A51 is still the phone to go with considering all the new releases Samsung is pushing out this year. Making a decision on a new Samsung smartphone here in 2020 seems to get more confusing by the day, with constant new releases that I can't even keep track of. Let's get started. So starting with what really makes the A51 such a worthy consideration. Price. At the time of this video, the Galaxy A51 coming in white, pink, blue, and this black color here, and in configurations with 4 or 6 gigabytes of RAM is around $300. It is seriously a lot of value for your money. In return for that price, you're getting a 6.5-inch AMOLED display, a very much sufficiently sized 4,000 mAh battery, an impressive camera setup with offerings that phones at this price normally don't offer, and Samsung's greatly refined One UI 2.0 to make this a sufficiently smooth experience here in 2020. We also have a bunch of other small things going right here, with the likes of a headphone jack, very slim bezels, a smaller and much less intrusive hole punch cutout, and the eye-catchingly colorful shimmers this device puts off in the right light. Overall, a lot of these things you might only expect to see on the most premium flagship phones are making it here to the A51. But what's missing here? You're probably well aware at this point of the highly polished plastic material, better known as Glastic, placed on the back of the device opposed to the glass backs we've been used to having on our phones for the last few years. A lot of people associate a device with the glass back having more of a premium feel, which is missing here. But others actually see this as a positive, so they don't have to worry about the back of their phone shattering if/when dropped. And let's be real, most of us slap a case on our phone anyway, so you probably won't even notice it missing. But the more important missing feature as a result of no glass back is wireless charging. The convenience of wireless here in 2020 is something I've come to enjoy more and more as time goes on, and many others, including myself, agree that wireless charging on a device like this would be great to see. But some other things you also won't see here on the A51 are lack of certifications like water and dust resistance. These are some of the things that give consumers peace of mind more than anything, knowing that their expensive device can handle an accident or the unexpected, but these are just some of the ways Samsung is able to reduce the cost and make the A51 such an affordable device. Another cost-cutting measure is the processor used in the A51. It is certainly not your typical Snapdragon 855 or Exynos 990 you're hearing about all over YouTube with the introduction of the new Galaxy S20 devices, and in my nearly 2 months of usage, I can tell you that this phone definitely takes a split second longer on occasion to open up applications here and there when compared side by side with a more powerful device, but paying a third of the price, or even now a fourth of the price, is the biggest thing to keep in mind when comparing minor differences, and is once again why this phone is such a worthy consideration. So while indeed a worthy consideration and a seemingly easy choice if you're in the market for a new affordable smartphone from Samsung, the decision has recently become a lot more confusing with the introduction of other mid-range phones like the Galaxy S10 Lite, Note 10 Lite, and the Galaxy A71, a very similar device to this A51, but packing some extra functionalities with a higher price tag. For $150 more, you are getting Samsung's top-of-the-line super fast charging technology, which charges your device essentially twice as fast. You have a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED Plus display for a great viewing experience you might only expect to find on devices twice the price. You get a faster processor which eliminates a few more stutters than what you may find on the A51, in addition to a higher configuration 8GB RAM model. And you have a larger battery which should provide more battery life, more on this in a bit though. But everything else is essentially the same here in terms of look, build, button layout, etc., which can make a decision more confusing here. But my final analysis on the A51 after some longer term use will hopefully help you guys out. First and foremost, the A51 has a great look and feel, and what I mean by that is the phone doesn't feel too big and cumbersome to hold and use, while still offering a 6.5-inch screen, which is plenty large enough for all of your use cases including content consumption and gaming. On camera, the A51 and A71 may not look all too different in terms of their size, but the A71 definitely finds its way into the big phone category and might not be what people are looking for if they want a more compact device. I also love the compact compact and smaller size of the hole punch camera on the A51. I find myself bringing this up a lot, even though it might not seem like a big deal to you, the viewer, but that significantly smaller size cutout is a lot less distracting. I haven't found myself looking at it nearly as much as on the A71 and other devices with a larger cutout, and a good amount of you agree that it's much less of an eyesore in general. Something that will definitely be an eyesore though is the amount of fingerprints this device will pick up. On camera with the device in the right lighting and cleaned off, it does look great and its multicolor shimmer does look quite impressive. But a couple handles of the phone and you are back to a fingerprinty disaster. Throwing on the clear case will help counter this a bit, but perhaps consider a different color option if this is something that would bother you. Now it might bother you knowing that going with the A51 opposed to the A71 or any of these other new mid-range devices will provide a slightly smaller battery, 4,000 milliamp hours opposed to 4,500 milliamp hours to be exact, but honestly in my use case the battery life has been most impressive on the A51. The spec sheets don't tell the entire story. The A71 has a larger battery size, which should mean more battery life, but in some of my side-by-side testing, the A71 is using more battery on similar tasks over the A51. So the A51 is offering a similar battery experience despite being smaller. I consider this as another win for the A51. And that brings me to my final verdict and really the reason why I made this video. The A51 for me wins out here as the device I can recommend to anyone out there. The point from my original review still stands true. This phone does everything you need it to do, and at $300 makes it an excellent option for your next phone. It might not open and run everything as smoothly as the other devices mentioned in this video, but I think YouTube creators, including myself, and viewers alike can get caught up in the specs of devices and define a product's worth from that alone. But after 51 days of use and having the opportunity to use this device side by side with many similar Samsung offerings, I can still highly recommend the A51 and you won't be disappointed with your purchase. If you want to learn more about the A51, be sure to check out my full review linked above and in the description. But what are your thoughts on the Galaxy A51? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to the Shane Symonds YouTube channel today and hitting that bell icon for notifications. I am also giving away 3 pairs of Samsung's new Galaxy Buds Plus, which go great with the A51 or any other smartphone you own, so be sure to check out the link in the description for details on how to have a chance to get a free pair of these for yourself. I hope to see you around for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.